Yes, my TECBALL family, we're back. Yes, we're back with another video. First one of 2026. I have been inconsistent, but I'm going to be definitely consistent this year, man. I'm going to get some more content down for you. We're at North West London, here at Colindale. Arguably home to one of the best ballers to come out of London, North West London, but that's up for debate anyway. I've got a special guest for me, man. One of the true legends of my footballing journey anyway. One of the best coaches I've ever worked with. I honestly think he is a genius. That's the props I'm going to give him. He's proper excellent. Like, he's one of the best. So we're going to get his story, where he got this creative mind from, these amazing sessions. But anyway, we're going to get to it. But yeah, man, let's go.
You good? See you, mate. No problem.
How you doing?
See you. Yeah, well.
Good,
Self?
good, yeah, man.
Good.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, mate.
It's been what, 8 years now, isn't it?
It's been about 8 years,
It's
yeah.
10 years, man.
About 8 to 10 years. I think 2019, well, 2018.
2018,
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
By the way, guys, this is Joe. Joe Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
It's a real name, by the way.
Yeah, man. Real name. One of the best coaches that I've personally been able to been coached by. As I said in the intro, I honestly think you're a genius. I probably do think that. But yeah, man, we're gonna get his story, where he grew up. Obviously, we're in North West London, Colindale, where he grew up. So yeah, man, we're gonna get the full story.
It's just been gentrified massively. So obviously, loads of new builds, young professionals, lots of people moving in from different parts of the world. Not that we didn't have that growing up, because we did, but it was a real community of young people. Now it's young professionals. So prior, it was young families from different parts of the world. You know, Irish, Nigerian, Somalian, Pakistani.
It's a big Congolese culture here as well. Congolese and all.
Yeah, massive. And it was brilliant. Growing up, it was brilliant. Wouldn't have it any other way. And it was really diverse. And it was great, because what it allowed us to do was learn loads about different cultures, but also just from a football perspective, it was obviously fantastic. So yeah, really beneficial for my learning. Yeah. And hopefully, as I've gone forward, it's enabled me to take those experiences into kind of my working life.
That's what I was going to say. Has obviously grown up in an environment where there's different cultures, different backgrounds. Do you reckon that's helped you relate to obviously players like myself who are from similar backgrounds, where you could relate? Because essentially, let's have it right. You know, when as young black players, we're going to look up and see, okay, how is this quote unquote, without being rude, white coach gonna see or know where I'm coming from? But now that I understand that you grew up around this area, are you able to?
Well, it's a pertinent question, because when I went in to coach you guys, you being probably the player that everyone looked towards, it was difficult for me, because I know outwardly you guys are thinking, how's this middle-aged white man who at the time I was 30, how are you going to impact me as a player? So my first thought there was, around, I need to role model and I need to demonstrate. So my first thing for buy-in was about demonstrating through activity. So I thought, if I can show them that maybe I can play, that will help me. And then the next part was care. Because I knew a lot of you, the way we used to talk about the kind of the level of football that you guys played at, it was, I used to look at it as you guys used to turn up with baggage every day, whether that's from home life, whether that's from, whether that was from social experiences, whether that was from, whatever that was from, Tim. I knew if I demonstrated some care, you might buy in. So there was this, I remember this one time with yourself, because as I mentioned earlier, you had a big impact on the group. I knew that my way of getting buy-in from the group was, if I can get after Tim and do some individual stuff with you. And I think it was pouring down one day, and I picked you up on a Wednesday or Thursday. We played the day before, and then we went through some kind of specific stuff the next day. I did that because I cared, because I did care. However, I knew that the ramifications of that were probably bigger.
That's
all right. Yes, okay.
Fast forward, let's say, basically a decade later, and I'm coaching now. When I started doing one-to-ones, I started doing it for free, because I knew how much that would help that kid. Because you never know what's going on there back home. It could be brother might not be fully involved in his football activities, pops might, dad might not be involved, or mum might be busy, or essentially some of the kids might come from a single parent household where mum's struggling a lot. So who's actually gonna take that leap of faith and be like, all right, come and do 1-to-1s with me, get that kid, let's do football. So when I was doing that for these kids, the reception I was getting from the parents was, I don't think you know how much that's helped me, but that's helping him. Because if I didn't do that, essentially, you never know what role it's gonna take you.
100%, and that was my thing. So, as I said, and you mentioned it well, Tim, like when I turned up to take you lot with me and Alex was a big help as well. He's brilliant in the classroom particularly. I knew that the buy-in was going to be, the time I had is really limited. So I had to make a big impact in a short period of time. Well, how was I going to do that? One, it was through demonstration, and two, through care. And you could flip them and say, well, you need to show care first. And I did, but the very first impression when you're getting a session in is, well, can he actually do it? And am I actually going to learn from this guy? And then the care comes. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough because they were looking at a guy that had come back from America. Was a white guy that sounded a certain way. And they didn't know the reality of the fact that I'd grown up on a council estate and had shared a lot of the similar experiences that the guys that you in your team had shared as well. So it was really good.
Listen, man, literally we're around the corner from Grahame Park?
So as we go in here now, this is essentially the beginnings of Grahame Park. So if you look to the right hand side, you've got the RAF Museum, which is obviously really famous. It's a real paradox of a place because you've got the hub of the Metropolitan Police, which every police officer that comes through the Metropolitan Police, which is in London, trains here. However, you had back in the day a council estate stroke projects. That was one of the worst in the UK. So you had this like mad paradox of police cars coming past it, but then utter chaos within it. Littered with brilliant people. But obviously lots of chaos because of how many people were there, how many young people were there. So it's just through here.
Boom. So catch us in the estate and we'll get back to you. Alright, so we're back. What's it, Grahame Park Estate?
Grahame Park Estate.
Estate. One of the most, I would say, notorious estates in not just London, England, and UK, United Kingdom. Respectfully, or disrespectfully, this is the trenches, Joe. Like, what borough is this?
Barnet.
Barnet, what's going on, man? But yeah, honestly though, being here is surreal because it shows the true, like real life. No, this is real life. This is where Joe grew up, and I always wanted to know, this is where your creative mindset kind of stemmed from, right? Because from being coached from Joe, his sessions, like his training sessions, they were so creative. That was always the theme, like how are we gonna get out of the situation, whether that's ball mastery, possession, keep ball, matches. There's always a creative theme to it, and that's what I wanted to know. Is this where it's kind of started, right?
So I think as I've got older, like I've started to think more about kind of what this environment did for me, in terms of it added so much variability and adaptability to me as a person.
Sorry to cut you.
That's okay.
If you're living here, you have to make it, you know, somewhere or some form. Innit?
I agree.
You have to become something.
It's interesting because I think a lot of football mirrors society, and I think if you're in an environment where you have to get out and you're given constant stimulus around having to adapt to different surfaces like this, you get creative, because what is creativity? Essentially, it's problem solving, and so you're constantly dealing with problems. And this is a lot of the areas we played in. This used to be garages, so we would play here, and it would be...
What type of games or matches?
Like 3v2s, 2v2s, and obviously, as you know, Tim, because you grew up in a similar environment, often there would be 50 kids out. You know, we were talking one ball. One ball, and when that person went in, you didn't have a ball. So, and then the only other time you'd get is your parents, your mum, your dad. Typically, your mum would call, dinner. And that was it. And so you would have unadulterated play, and it's something that sticks with me quite a lot. Obviously, as I told you earlier, I'm writing that book around kind of the last days, which is kind of the bridge generation around where social media and technology really took over from play. and I'm somewhat conflicted because I work in a structured, organised environment in the United States. So how do we replicate some of these things over there? It's difficult. So you have to be quite creative with your coaching. But I always used to try with you guys particularly. I knew that if I could make the sessions fun, I might get more buy-in. Because all it would take, as you know, is one thing to happen, whether someone blew up in training, whether it was a fight or whatever. It would happen quicker if the sessions weren't engaging. So I knew then I had to work really hard in my session design. But I always start my sessions with, would I have fun within this session? If I wouldn't, then I probably wouldn't do it. Doesn't mean every session was fun, because it wasn't. There were some sessions that were dreadful. I remember them, and they still are, by the way. But at the time, it was important. I got that, and it still is important, because I think if you don't have that, everything else falls down. It don't matter about outcomes, don't matter anything else. If your session can be something that they find engaging, and a lot of it started here, because
essentially, as I said, a lot of it started here. I want to know, in terms of where you started to play grassroots football. Essentially, you start here, as we all do. We start in our states. That's where the dream starts. As soon as you walk out your door, and you see the brick wall, you see anything could be a goal, right? So you would essentially imagine this as Wembley. The Wembley Stadium, and you'd be like, all right, that's the goal, that's the fans, all right, and then we're playing, right? So that essentially started here. And then you joined the grassroots team up.
So I'll take you kind of some of the areas where we played, but so I was really lucky, because I grew up, I'm an 87 birth, so I grew up around kids that were 85, 84, 83, so old, 3 or 4 years older. And whilst they were playing street football, they also played for local grassroots clubs. I was unfortunate in the fact that the local team to me didn't have an age group of my age. It was really strange, so I had to play up. And it wasn't because of necessarily ability, it was because that was the only team I could get to. At the time, I didn't have a means of transport all the time, where we had to get bus, trains, and so on and forth. So, played for a local team, and again, that was probably 1 hour a week. So that was one of my formalised sessions, and then outside of that, it was here. And so, where you see the light brick, this is new, but this used to be garages as well. So, if you see here, you probably see lightly a goal on the wall. You can see that. So this used to be one of the fields that we would, or say fields. I've been in America too long. One of the pitches that we would kind of use, So, and this. If you think about it, it's what you were getting from it.
So you played right here,
Here, right here, and not just me, hundreds of kids, and I mean hundreds as well, not just 10. And if you look there, there's remnants of a goal. With
I could see it. I could see it.
So that was a goal, and that's been there since probably the 80s, I'd imagine.
I can actually see it. Like I could see it. Literally.
Mad. It's mad. So and obviously there'd be things like hitting that thing, take away this wall for a second, we'd be back 20, 30 yards, and we're trying to hit that thing there. Or trying to hit the light, or so what are you doing? You're honing craft, aren't you? Because you're trying to use different parts of your foot, different spin, different techniques without knowing. You're not practicing, you're just having fun. So you're gonna
but you know what? It's actually given me so much nostalgia, because we went through something similar with the lights as well.
It's the exact same thing. So this was just one of the places. Like I said, there was so much variety to the environment that you could play here 1 minute and you could be over there the next. So it's mad. Yeah. I won't stop.
Hey, I coach, by the way, look, so that's one thing. Why have I got a football with bags? I don't just roll around with my football. So what about, I'm going to hit that?
Yeah.
Is it one bounce, or do you just drop it, or
anything? So we'd be back further and just try and spin it, and then sometimes you just half volley as well.
And so if you hit that,
you're buzzing, you're flying.
It's right.
You're
It
flying.
must have been bad.
What did we call it when we hit the light? Did you see that little square circle light bulb? That one. Yeah, we used to do the exact same thing.
I don't know, I forgot, And I used to argue, no, I didn't touch that.
What have I got to do? Bounce and hit it, Chay. It's not easy. Particularly close as well. I smashed it first time. There you go. That's muscle memory. That's it. That's the man that's done it many times.
That was done in one take, by the way. Eli?
It was.
You've got a witness. That's one take.
You know what? It's just the last time we saw what he did. It was a stinker.
That's class though. But that was it. That was part of the game. And like I said, I keep going back to it. But if you think about everyone that grew up playing football, what were they exposed to constantly that they're maybe not exposed to now is that constant variability and adaptability. Because, like I said, look at surface. So, you know, we don't have that no much now, which is probably better in terms of kids are playing on better surfaces and stuff. But in terms of development, is it important that they're exposed to sometimes different surfaces because they have to adapt?
Yeah.
And that is part of football. You know, football is a problem-solving event. It's an invasion sport that is multi-layers and complexity to it. So the more you can adapt, and this environment gives you that. And again, we didn't know this. I mean, I'm saying things there that I didn't know, and no one knew. We just played because it was fun.
Sorry, just to, you know, go back on your point about we didn't know this. We actually didn't know. So the videographer behind the camera, he's actually one of my best friends, and we grew up in the same estate, so he knows what we're talking about. When we was playing out, literally we're in the zone, so we're not understanding that all this dribbling things we're doing, or all these dribbling around, you know, brick walls or jumping over the fences and then getting the ball and going back over, it's a part of our development. Like it's what kind of made us. For example, there's still things that I probably know now because of playing in the States. Because of I had to dribble around that tree, or I had to go over that brick, there was a brick on the floor, I had to do a step over to get past it. Because we used to play, where we used to play as well, there was like sand, that concrete sand,
the little
bit.
pit.
So
to
you
avoid
had
it.
to balance yourself to keep the ball in line on the pitch, because if you fall over, you're done. You get me? But kids now falling over on Astro, get back up.
Yeah, there's a thing for it. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because now, as much as things are perfect, and you want that for your children, you want that for the players you work with, actually, is there an argument to suggest that they become better players when you have to balance? Because if you fall over, you're gonna go up, graze your knee. Remember the old based AstroTurf, you know, the sand based.
Oh yeah, oh my days.
That
was the first time I tried to do a knee slide, and I hurt myself.
And you take skin off your knees. You take them skin off your knees, and you get in the bar for the next 6 weeks. You're in agony. So what do? You don't fall.
That could ruin your whole session, you know.
Yeah, it does. It does.
This was a real. I mean, this was a real. And one of the things I've put in the chapters of the book that I'm writing is this was a massive area for me here. We used to play cricket. If you notice there, where that blue bit of paint is, it looks like stump.
Oh yeah.
In the summer we would play here. But one day, and this is the block I lived on, Cauldron.
Wow.
I smashed this window here. Used to look like that. See that one in the corner?
Yeah.
It used to be paper thin. So I hit a ball like half volley. There was about 10 of us here, and it smashed that window that was originally that. And obviously in our panic, because no one wanted to get in trouble, we all ran. And my mum was putting washing in the back line. Not on the line like a lot of mums and dads did. And as I ran in the gate, she said, "Was that you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "That noise, you just ran in 20 seconds after I heard a loud crash. That you?" I said, "Don't know what you're talking about." Anyway, I didn't think anything of it. She said, "Listen, if it is you, no problem, just say. If it's not, no problem." But someone had seen me run. They didn't know that I did it. Someone saw me. So when they knocked on my door and said, "Listen, I don't know if it was him, but he ran. So he knows who it was. It wasn't him." So I remember that from this area here. But this was, again, when I mean tens and tens of kids, remember the game Runouts? I don't know if you remember the game.
Oh,
Come on.
Days.
There you go. Not many people know about that game.
100%.
So Runouts here, and I quite.
Where was you last based then? Because
So round here.
That's what I'm trying to think.
So round here, this is the block I grew up in, number 5.
Wow.
And I lived here from basically 0 to 27 within different things with people. If you look at the benches there, that was the base.
Oh my days.
One of the other bases over there, the bench was the base.
You guys are good, mad.
I'm already thinking about this of how I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm not behind here.
There's an alleyway down here to the left. There's an alleyway down there. So this, like you can see with the estate, it's mad. Like there's so many.
Do you know what's so funny about us? Yeah, I know some sickos that would hide in people's houses. Jump over the house and just to get in the base. Because I would have done that.
I don't think same thing. So this was it. Like this was again, it's changed.
That is
very
the base.
minor.
I can see the base now. Makes sense.
See where that tree is there?
Yeah.
That would be used as a goal, and there was a tree in front of this bench, and that was used as a goal. So this was the house I grew up at.
Oh wow! Done it for a lot of film.
So yeah, it's mad. Like looking at it now, it's incredible because there's so much of my mum's no longer with us, and so this is a massive part of my growing up, and so and it gives me a lot of pride and memories, because it was brilliant. It was brilliant for us. And a lot of why I'm working in football is due to this place. So yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's really cool.
Football's actually alive because you live right there. I can guarantee you, 9 AM in the morning, you're hearing people already. Boom, straight away. Like, that's literally how it was. And you know, so mad. It's gonna sound so weird. I know who shot that ball.
Yeah, you know.
Like, for example, I just know. Yeah, Josh shot that. That was Josh. I can just tell.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I look outside and I just.
It's also a knock, because you would. And that sounds silly. If someone's knocked on the door, you would know it was someone's knock. And obviously kids now, unfortunately, don't knock at people. We were talking about this the other day with a couple of American families. A lot of their children, they've got brilliant lives and so on and so forth, but they don't know the reality of knocking at someone's door. And what does that mean? Well, if you knock too loud, you wake someone up. They're not going to be happy. You have to knock with a little bit of care. Or when they answer the door, how you greet them. You know, are you going to put your head down? Are you going to address them properly? You know,
we even knew, like, oh no, his dad's going to get angry. You know, like, do you know, just to add into what you just said there in terms of kids not knowing about knocking on people's doors, stuff like that, and you spoke about how there'll be hundreds of kids here, right? Fast forward now, it's completely empty.
It's sad. Yeah, it's sad.
Crazy.
Do you know how mad that is?
It's sad.
You know, if you go back 30 years, do you know how, like, you know, in the movies where they're doing the flashbacks, and then you just, like, because I was, during COVID, we went out. That was the first time we touched that estate in years, but we didn't want to leave there. We got to the park and, let's stay for a bit more. You know what I mean?
Something hit me the other day, actually. It was something that come up on social media, and it was like, you didn't know it was the last time your friend was going to knock for you.
So when's the last time you knocked for me?
You didn't know. So one day, which we were talking before about you guys probably being the last of the generation of playing out, and whatever it was, you didn't know whatever date that was going to be the last time anyone knocked for you. So yeah, it's massive, and then obviously you know, how can you replicate that in organised settings now? You've got to be quite creative. It goes back to being creative around things, isn't it? So yeah, it's really important. But yeah, fun times, really fun.
This is really good, man.
Yeah, mad.
But then, did you ever get in trouble in terms of, you know, like for us as growing up in an African household? Sometimes we're very forgetful in terms of, I'm stepping out knowing that I'm going to step off for 6 hours without water. And if I go upstairs and get water,
back out.
You know what I mean? So what I used to do is I used to call. Like, I used to call my sisters like, hey, that hear my voice so you can get the water. Because if my mum caught me, I'm done.
The exact same. I think there's a lot of crossover between Irish families and African families. My mum's rule was, if you got one knock and then you're in. What she didn't want to do was answer the door all day. So no problem, knock, no problem, but that's your one. And then after that, you're in. And when I call you for dinner, you're in. Do you know what I mean? Well, the famous thing, if you look at the street lights here, which I don't even know if they're working anymore, but when the lights came on is when you'd have to come in.
That was
a thing. You know, that was a real thing. So all right, lights. As soon as them lights come on, you have to be back. And if she had to call your name, or not just my mum, but other mums, if they had to call your name, you're probably in trouble because you should have come in. So yeah, it was very unique, very unique. If you look at it now, compared to now to what our kids that we probably coach are growing up in, it's very different, very different. So it's fun. Really. So we'll walk through. This is called prominent for you, Tim, because you work there. Bless Dominic and St.
My old stomping ground.
You got to remember, I lived there. And I went to both of these schools.
Oh, you went to Bless Dominic as well,
I went to Bless Dominic when he was on the other site, which was maybe another 2 minutes. And then obviously I went to St. James, which was a massive part of my youth. So nice, really good memory. Again, here, this was a car park. This was, I can show you pictures, but it still has. They've taken away. That's rich. I think this is a real indication of where the world has gone. So forever and a day, there was a sign that said no ball games on that wall. They've taken it away because there's no need for it anymore because kids aren't playing ball games. So again, it goes back to the trade-off with organised play. Yes, there's loads of really good things, but maybe some things that are not as good. So this was a car park, and this was a very prominent wall in my youth. And yeah, like as you can see now, this is where the newer buildings are coming in, mixed in with the old stuff. But anything lighter brick with that. And like when I coached him, it was important to try and get across that actually I'm from probably a similar environment to you lot. I may not look it, I may not sound it because I've lived away for a couple of years at that point. but it was important to get that across, to say, well, listen, we probably have shared experiences. So that was important, yeah, really important. And like I was saying to Tim earlier, he was
The council so wrong for this.
yeah.
You know the council wrong for this. Look at the colour texture. And then
No,
you look
but
over
you know
here.
what it is, yeah, because we're from that era, and it's like nostalgic. We have good memories from it. We're like, nah, you can't.
Bro,
But then looking at it,
what's going on here?
Yeah, it's mad. This was so different. Like, even if I was just walking down this alleyway here, there's so many like it, but a lot have been taken away here because, like I say, the new builds and so on and so forth. I don't know if it's better. I don't know. I think it's sad because I think a lot of the community has been eroded, which is really sad. People keep themselves to themselves. People are in. I knew everyone, and everyone knew me, not because of any other reason apart from you went out. So you got to speak to people. Now, everyone, including myself, probably where I live, is consuming their own thing, scrolling or, you know, whatever it may be, that you're not interacting as much, you know. So, you know, what are the ramifications for the players? It's, you know what I mean, this is sad in a way. It is really sad. So this is an alleyway that was, again, really prominent, and this is just the place that's full of them. If you look here, you can imagine, like, just full of this stuff.
It was killing me.
there's just too many alleyways.
Yeah,
Too many.
Anyone?
Playing run outs here must have been dark. Too much trapped, yeah? Too much trapped. Hey, I'll jump over.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so much. Obviously, ice cream vans here. It'd be interesting.
The same ringtone.
Rossi.
I'm fresh, bro.
That was Rossi.
Ringtone.
There you go, man.
So this is the way. I don't know if you probably did walk this way into the West Dominic.
No.
Yeah.
Never. Me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. And in terms of hours that you both played out on the street, what would it be? Straight after school, throw the bags in.
Yeah.
Straight off the school, bro. Innit?
Yeah, that's the reason why I never did homework.
Yeah.
I went into secondary school and like, cause I just never did homework in primary. So
Yeah.
Secondary
secondary school, I just
change.
never did homework. Still, like,
I think it was secondary school because you meet new people. You know, secondary school changed us because even when we was in primary school, you see when our oldest in our state went secondary school,
yeah,
they met new people. They were like, I ain't going out.
yeah,
Yeah. So it made sense because when we got to secondary school, we met our new friends.
yeah. You met new people and whatnot. Yeah,
Like, yeah. This is so mad. I used to work at this school, yeah. What's that, Josh? I used to work at this school. I used to do lessons here. I used to do after school clubs here. I never knew that this is the famous Grahame Park estate.
Yeah.
I never knew. So I used to always come from that side down there. I'll get off at College Station, walk all the way down. But I never knew this was the estate. Similar to when I started coaching the Hackney.
Yeah.
I'm walking through the estate. I'm not even knowing this is
paying
February,
attention,
mate.
yeah.
I think that's the best way for it. Sometimes you can hear about a place. It used to be the same. I used to walk through Stonebridge.
That's true.
I used to walk through Stonebridge with my head down, thinking I just got to get through it. But actually, the more I was there, I was like, it's actually all right.
Yeah,
So you get a place can get carried away. You can get carried away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you bring that energy towards you, that's
100%. Yeah. 100%.
so. You see in America, then
yeah.
it must be a bit dark over there, then, man. Because
Wait.
say if you're not new, say if you're like new to an area,
Yeah.
and you walk through the block, you might not go out.
No, I feel like because you're
for example,
British,
say if I'm in America, right, and then that's the block, right. The way I entered through is not the way I'm leaving. This jacket would be off, this shoes would be off, these trousers. You know what I'm saying? Because in America, it's like, well, what's all this?
It's different. It's funny. The place I've been exposed to in America are typically quite affluent. So I live currently in Portland, Oregon.
Nice.
Obviously, I work for the club there. It's doing really well. But everyone's so friendly. Like, everyone's really friendly. I think probably, as you know, Americans are quite forward in their nature.
Very forward, yeah.
Here, people are a bit more reserved. Doesn't mean they're not polite. We've just had a tour group over from America. They were brilliant when they were here. And they said, oh, Joe, the people seem so earnest here.
Yeah.
Because I think once you take away the layers of the British people, or the British culture, actually they're really friendly.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
But in America, I think they're more forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I've been through a couple of places in America where I've been like, yeah, like Stockton and places like that when I've taken a bus from California up to Oregon.
Yeah.
And been like, good grief, like.
Do you know?
that is-
Do you know? Americans are so straightforward because I was at Regent's Park, and I was doing a session of 1-to-1, and then one of the American dads walked up. Can I use your bar, please, just to help my son to kick up? I'm like, mate, he hasn't even like. You know, just for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just for 2 minutes. Them just use the ball. I was like, you know what? Yeah, man. 'Cause you know some people like to tiptoe. They'll just stand there for 2 minutes, wait for you to have your little break.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I just talk to you quickly? That's how we would do it, innit?
Yeah, no, 100%.
But they're like straight away, excuse me, mate. I know you're doing your session, but I just need 2 minutes. That football.
It's true. They're a lot more forward. And I'd say a lot more progressive in their communication.
What do you think that's essentially? I know we're going to take a bit away from football, but
Yeah.
that's kind of helped them within business.
Yeah, they're go-getters. I think someone asked me today, what's the difference between living in England or living in America? I think when you land in America, I think anything's possible. I think they have a mentality of, I call it like a champion mentality. Whereas I think in England, it's not the same. It's other things that are way better in terms of the mentality. But I think in America, they're winners. So they really get after things. There's not an excuse culture is probably the wrong expression, but they want things done yesterday. So they're willing to go forward and get after it. They're on the front foot, excuse me. Whereas I think here is a bit more. There's a reluctancy to step out of your lane.
Yeah.
So people stay down. You're like, no, like I think it goes back to here as well. Some people say, who's the best player you've coached? Or who's the best players you've worked with? Who's the best players you've seen? Is it Messi? Yeah, like Messi's unreal. I'm telling you, the level of talent on council estates in England, and London specifically, I just think that they weren't. It was like they thought there was a ceiling. So they hit that ceiling and they stayed down. And I actually think there's people on this estate I've seen who are the most gifted individuals, not just from a football perspective, that's a massive part, but just intellectually and everything. But they stayed down, they stayed there, and they didn't move on.
I think that's what you
Do you know what I mean?
spoke to me
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Off camera in terms of when you first met me. The impact I can't put had on your nephew. Is it your nephew?
Yeah, it's a great. I wanted to bring that up because I think it's important. So when I mentioned that I was meeting you and so on and forth, my nephew had said, not verbatim, but Tim had a big impact on me because I liked him because he was really strict. I think in terms of how you got around the sessions and being around it, but actually you're really fair. And I think that was really part of your makeup, where you had high standards playing, and when you were about it and locked in, you were about it, which I really admired. But actually away from that, there was actually substance there, and there was fairness, and I think empathy. And I think, like I said, I think that was the impact you had on the environment, Tim. I think that would be my biggest takeaway, was when you were on it and locked in, everyone went with you. And when you weren't, everyone went with you, but not in a good way. And that was very, very rare. So it's really important that we got you on side, and you did that really well. And I think you were brilliant with the environment. Really, really good.
Appreciate it.
So,
Appreciate it. Who do you think, it's not about me, by the way, it's Joe's story, but who do you think I played like?
Great question. You were a centre midfielder. It's tough now, isn't it? But it's probably even 10 years ago, Tim.
Now, be honest, I don't mind if you say that.
Whether a 6, 8 or a 10, it's weird. It kind of evolved into that, hasn't it? Who did you play like? Great question. So, you were a controller, so you could get on the ball and stay on the ball, which is something that's really important to me, something that we try to really enforce at the club. But you could also move. You were what I'd call an efficient mover.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't blistering quick, obviously, but you were quick upstairs.
Yeah.
So I would call it an efficient mover. In the modern day, you were probably someone like. It's going to sound mad because I'm an Arsenal fan. Yeah. I think you're a mix between Zubimendi and Rice, because you had the ability to be an efficient mover like Rice, but you could control a football game probably like Zubimendi.
Let's retake that, because we don't do Arsenal. So Joe just said that I used to play like Pogba. So anyway, carry on.
And a bit like that.
Yeah.
I think you had range. If you remember the session, if we go back to the session I did with you after that game on the Thursday, I still remember that was yesterday. We worked on a lot of medium to longer range passing. Yeah. I think that was part of your game that you were looking to improve, because your short game was really good. So I remember us talking about your ability to play over medium and longer distances, because you might have a bigger impact on the game. Yeah. So if you look at someone like Roy Keane, for example, you're probably too young to remember a minute in terms of him playing, but he was the best passer over 15, 20 yards. Brilliant, like punching through midfield, so on and forth. And I think that was what we were trying to add in that session, was that ability to play over medium and longer distances, because your short game is fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, probably a mix between those two. It will come to me later, but like I said to you earlier, I think when you played in that trial game to go over to the States, I think what you showed was real qualities to control, but also you could get around the pitch, which at the time, the college environment probably really admired and needed that. Because you could do a bit of both. You could sit lower or you could go higher, which was which is a great quality.
What was the? I forgot the name of the college. It was in Tennessee.
Yeah, it was definitely in. It was in the south. It was in the south.
And I remember you telling me, Tim, you need to go.
Yeah, I did. I remember speaking to you and saying, "Listen, I think I didn't do it. I should have done it because I wanted to pursue football in this country." And then I was with someone at the time who didn't want to move there, which was more than fair, and she was brilliant. But I think for you, I was looking at it and going, I think you have so much about you from a personality perspective. It'd be a shame just to keep that here, just to go and maybe spread your wings a little bit. That was my view. But obviously, what you've done now is surpassed probably anything that you would have done over there, maybe even. But I just thought, to expose you to that environment, it would be so brilliant. Also, there were so many players that I've seen that didn't go that route years before, that then ended up in lower league football, earning minimum money, and I thought,
and they're telling us.
Yeah, and I think you'd go over there and maybe do something. But you know, like we were talking about earlier, you know, that wasn't your path at the time, and look what's happened. So
yeah. But listen, honestly, thank you so much, man. It's
my pleasure, mate. Love, man.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Taking us through, obviously, your journey from. This is your home, essentially. This is where you.
Yeah, it always be my home.
No
matter we're living in America,
it will always be home. And your journey from obviously in the States to academy football, we didn't even really touch on.
Yeah, no,
so much to that.
Yeah,
you could have been there all day to obviously academy football, and then going on to becoming one of the, I'll say it again, honestly, one of the best coaches. I think I didn't speak about you as much in my first video, but I was like, you was the reason why the coaching journey kind of started. Because I remember we probably used to talk about football a lot, especially after training. We used to speak about football a lot, ways which sessions how sessions were ran, how sessions could improve, why this session went well, why this session possibly didn't go well, and that's kind of helped me essentially, not just coaching wise, but how I deal with players within the environment, because every player is different, every human being is different. So as a coach, one thing I got from you was he was able to relate to everyone, and it was kind of weird because I never really met someone like that. He was able to speak to people differently, but then obviously coming back here made sense, because it made sense in it, and that's how he was able to get the best out of us. And it's not easy.
No,
it's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of patience.
It's tough.
It definitely takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, it's tough.
Especially knowing how I was when he would tell you when I was younger. Knowing how I was, I could swear at any moment. You know, like, you're annoying me, you're hearing from me.
Yeah.
But I was able to. I think that was one of the times where I was very, very calm and relaxed. Yes, I had my.
Yeah, of course, that was normal. Yeah.
But you really, really did help.
Thank you.
Not just me, but till this day, myself, we still speak about.
It's really fun
about you a lot, and obviously your journey to America and how that's happened, and you're deserving, so you worked hard for it, and the impact you're having over there is massive. And then obviously you got your book out, so if you want to talk about your book as well.
No, very briefly, thanks Tim, that's really kind. No, the book is something, my mum passed away about 18 months ago. She was an amazing woman, and she was a real hub of the community in my opinion. And so obviously growing up in kind of street football background, I wanted to write about the fact that how much street football encapsulated in a culture, and how sad it is that our kids nowadays, although their lives are probably better, are not exposed to it. So I started to write a book. Hopefully it'll be out by the end of the year. Right now the title is The Day the Block Lost the Ball. However, that could change. But the hope is it will be out for the end of 2026, around Christmas time. And all of it, hopefully, all the proceeds will go to her church, which is just around there. And also a local hospice in Portland is my plan. Obviously, I released the 75-day creative ebook, which I got a lot of help from people in Portland, a couple of people at the club that I'd like to thank as well at some point. So that was like a prequel to it, and then, or precursor to it, and then the book will come out, and then hopefully it's just something people look at and go, you know what, actually, I was exposed to that. And I don't know, I can't explain it. I'm sure you guys have it, but when you go back to the area you grew up, you get this 2 or 3 seconds of like euphoria. You're like, man, like, it's like brings back nostalgia, and it goes. It's like you might watch something from an old clip, maybe from 2011 Man United, and you see it and you're like, oh, it takes me back. hopefully the book just kind of encapsulates that a little bit, and then hopefully people get something from it, and then how you can kind of use the experiences from places like this into modern day coaching. So yeah,
that's amazing, man. We're definitely going to be tuning the book. We're definitely going to share it out. It's needed. Stuff like that is needed. We can't lose our culture. We can't lose where we come from. We can't lose that creative imagination. We can't lose it. Where can people find your social media stuff?
So I have like a coach Instagram page now. I'm not great on socials. I'm getting better, but it's Coach Joe Smith. Like I said at the start, that's a real name, not an alias. So you can follow me on there. I put up stuff as much as I can, and more than welcome to message on anything. I try to get back if I can once a year here. If I can, sometimes be more. I'm finished off my A license in June.
Oh, nice.
So I'll have that hopefully done, and then I'll probably be back at Christmas, and then once a year from there.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
But listen, man. Yeah, that's us, man. Yeah, North London, Colindale. Joe Smith's story, an amazing journey. An amazing human being. He's helped not just me, but so many of us within our circle, within our community. So yeah, you heard him say I was a month away from going to America. I should have went to America.
Yeah, I reckon about.
Yeah, I was meant to go to America and I ended up in Birmingham. Catch you up there.